Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Band Together Leadership Seminars. My name is Paul Everts. I'm the CEO and founder of Band Together. Please contact me at my email address, BAND2, bandtogether@comcast.net. Also, look at my handsome website, which is conductingmylife.com, where you can get my book, conductingmylife.com, and it just so happens I have one right there. Isn't that beautiful? So yeah, please, I have plenty in my garage. If you want to have one, contact me again at my email address, bandtogether@comcast.net. Also, I am part of the John Maxwell team. I use his material as we are today. We're working through the book, Whining with People. I'd love to come and be a guest speaker, a trainer, coach, whatever you need to help you and or people around you be better. Have a great deal right now, $20 for a 30 to 45 minute private session. I also have another great deal, $15, $15 per person, 6 to 12 people for an hour. What a deal. It's a steal deal. And again, I will talk to large groups too. Gearing for nonprofit, but really I'm also going to the private sector. Just to remind you, those are, some people don't know, my high school band director. I've been doing it since 1989. So I'm a survivor. And I'm getting ready. A couple more years left, and I need to make a transition. So I'm hoping to use the John Maxwell team to help me make a transition, be able to add value to many, many more people. Whew. So now let's get into it, shall we? We are again working out of Whining with People, one of the books I can do with you. We are going to start with People Principle number 11, the Confrontation Principle. Caring for people should precede confronting them. Conflict is like cancer. Early detection increases the possibility of a healthy outcome. And I like that. That's some of us, it's a very tough subject, cancer. But think about it, though, the longer it takes you to confront somebody, worse it's going to get. The longer you wait to take care of your cancer, the worse it's going to get. Get on it right away. So, the question I must ask myself, do I care enough to confront the right way? Do I care enough to confront the right way? I bet you there's been a lot of confrontation in your life since the COVID thing has happened. I'm sure you, and I know this because every time I say you, it's me too. I'm sure you've had a short fuse. I'm sure people had a short fuse around you. And the confrontations haven't gone all that well. So I'm going to give you a partial lesson today, with, of course, the remainder being available for you. Just contact me. Comments about conflict. Well, number one, conflict is unavoidable. You're really fortunate if you can go a week without a confrontation or conflict. Do you realize that? A whole week? I can't imagine going 7 days without a conflict. Especially in March. For some reason, teachers have lots of little conflicts, and so do students. But I'm a teacher, so I'm going from the teacher perspective. So there's that. Comments about conflict. 2, confrontation it's difficult. It's really hard to confront somebody about differences in opinion because you don't know what the other person's going to do. So that goes back to my Stoic training that I encourage you to do. Control yourself when you're confronting somebody. Tone of voice. Listen more than talk. Please, I just did that the other day. Listen more than talk. Comments about conflict. This is the third comment. How we handle conflict determines our success in tough situations. So I've had plenty of conflict, seriously, and confrontation. When you're a high school band director, to not have any, I don't think you're doing your job. Gotta tell you. Or you're, I don't know. I've never met a band director that hasn't had conflict, hasn't had confrontation with a mad, angry parent, a judge at a competition, other band directors that see things differently, hear things differently. I can't imagine. How we handle conflict determines our success in tough situations. All right, so here we go. Wrong strategies in dealing with conflict. And I'm not going to give them all to you. I'm going to give you some. So here you go. Win at all costs. It's like a shootout at the OK Corral. It's quick, brutal, and destructive. So that's a wrong strategy. You're not going to go into the confrontation to win at all costs, because let's just say the other person is got issues going on, right? Because this is the issue time with everything that's happened with the social strife in our country, change of presidents, on and on and on. So the other person is going through their stuff too. So don't go in there with the attitude, I'm going to win at all costs, even that means if I got to destroy you, which is happening to people. Okay, pretend it does not exist. So again, wrong strategies in dealing with conflict. The wrong strategy would be pretend it does not exist. If you hear no evil, see no evil, and speak no evil, evil will not cease to exist. No, evil's there. Evil is in me, it's in you. We sin, we make terrible mistakes. Please, evil is everywhere. You don't see evil in our nation right now, and evil's bipartisan, by the way. It's not owned by the Republicans, and it's not owned by the Democrats. Why? Because they are all what we call human beings, and human beings are evil. Go look at how human beings treated one another. I don't know, through the Roman Empire, I don't care. Just look, man, doing disgusting things to human beings. We're sick. Wrong strategies in dealing with conflict, whine about it. W-H-I-N-E, whine about it. Winners are not whiners, and whiners are not winners. Playing the victim does not cure conflict. It just irritates everybody. Yeah, there's nothing like whiners. Whiners do irritate everybody. And we're already stressed as it is with the confrontation. We don't need people whining about stuff. I'm going to give you 3 more. Wrong strategies in dealing with the conflict. Keep score. People who keep a record of wrongs cannot ever start over fresh. And nobody can ever get even. Next one. Pull rank. That's a wrong strategy in dealing with conflicts, is pulling rank. Using position never really solves conflict. It merely postpones the conflict, the confrontation. So by me saying I'm a teacher, so what? We're still going to have that parent conference. So what? We're still going to have that conflict and that confrontation with the administration or fellow teachers or with whomever. It's going to happen. And just because I pull the teacher card or the father card or the husband card or whatever title I've been given, you're going to have conflict. It's going to come. And then finally, white flag it. Wrong strategy in dealing with conflict. A white flag it. Quitting is a permanent solution to a temporary problem. That's so true. And I have young adults that watch this, and I just want to remind them, quitting doesn't avoid conflict. It doesn't avoid confrontation. You're going to get to another one. You might avoid that one, but you lost an opportunity to learn how to confront. Confronting is a skill that you can learn. It hurts, but you can learn. I'm going to give you one thing. When confronting people, I have discovered the following. 50% of the time, people do not realize there's a problem. 50% of the time, people don't realize there's a problem. 30% of them realized there was a problem, but did not know how to solve the problem. And then finally, they got 20% left. 20% realized there was a problem, but they didn't want to solve the problem. The bad news is that 1 out of 5 people does not want to seek positive resolution. The good news, well, that means there's 80% of the time there's great potential to solve the conflict. That's a partial example of winning with people. Again, I would love to finish it with you. Please contact me. It's a strong principle. Again, this is the confrontation principle. Caring for people should precede confronting them. Okay, and the way we've been ending my recent episodes of my YouTube, I'm really at a point where I do feel there's a change in the wind for the United States of America. You can't avoid, to think that we're always going to be a republic, or always going to be a democracy, or whatever you'd like to call it. It's a republic. But to think we're always going to have it is when we're going to lose it. And right now there's a fight. I acknowledge the fight. That's why I use the confrontation principle. There's conflict. There are people that do not want to know the documents of revolution. So here's my new book, Documents of Revolution, and I would encourage you to get it. We just got it this weekend. We got 2 copies of it, and it has Common Sense, the Federalist Papers, the Anti-Federalist Papers, the Articles of Confederation, the U.S. Constitution, the Bill of Rights, Declaration of Independence, all in one book. Please get it. So I'm going to read SparkNotes, Thomas Paine, Common Sense. This is a tribute to my son. My son, Dad, you got to read Thomas Paine's Common Sense. So in Common Sense, Thomas Paine argues for American independence. His argument begins with more general, theoretical reflections about government and religion, then progresses into the specifics of the colonial situation. Thomas Paine begins by distinguishing between government and society. Society, according to Thomas Paine, is everything constructive and good that people join together to accomplish. Government, on the other hand, is an institution whose sole purpose is to protect us from our own vices. Thomas Paine says that government's sole purpose is to protect life, liberty, and protect property, and that a government should be judged solely on the basis of the extent to which it accomplishes this goal. Let me just say it again. Thomas Paine says the government's sole purpose is to protect life, liberty, and property. Not to take life, not to take our liberty, not to take our property. And that a government should be judged solely on the basis of the extent to which it accomplishes this goal. I'm going to read one more paragraph. Thomas Paine then considers an imagined scenario in which a small group of people has been placed on an island and cut off from the rest of society. In time, these people develop ties with one another, and lawmaking becomes inevitable. Thomas Paine says the people will be much happier if they are responsible, one of my 5 words, responsible, one of my 5 words, for the creation of the laws that rule them. Thomas Paine is also implicitly arguing that such a system of representation is also better for the American colonists. Having expressed his disagreement with British reign in America, Paine proceeds to launch a general attack on the British system of government. Thomas Paine says the British system is too complex and rife with contradictions, and that the monarchy is granted far too much power. The British system pretends to offer a reasonable system of checks and balances, but in fact it does not, and history is bound to repeat itself, and we might be coming to that stage. I plan to read some more of the SparkNotes on the Common Sense by Thomas Paine. Please consider getting the book, Documents of Revolution. We have a great country. We make mistakes. We're not perfect. Don't let people fool you. Okay? So here we go. Begin with the end in mind. Every choice you make is who you are, so choose wisely. Seek first to understand, then be understood. And then finally, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. I care about you greatly. That's why I'm doing this. That's why I'm sharing this important information with you. Please share it with your children and your grandchildren. That's what I'm going to do. This is my legacy. Also, visit my podcast, bandtogether.podomac.com, and you're going to hear some great interviews with some super people that are important in my life. All right, everybody, say it with me. I'm doing the best I can. I am doing the best I can. I'm doing the best I can. God bless America. God bless you. Let's get ourselves back on track. We are a human race in the greatest nation in the world. Don't let them divide us. Unite us by being humans. Bye, everybody.